I could tell you all of this and get lost in it in man mind reasoning myself. And I still do occasionally. You see, you have to keep this alive. Understand? What has your attention as your life. But if it's out of your attention, it's dying. It's floating away. And it's part of the illusion that you keep it. See, you're playing a part, play the part. But play it positively rather than negatively. And I know it's a broad statement, but hey, come on. You experience them all. So it needs to be a broad statement. Look, you don't get away with anything. You don't. Because you're going to do it. You do it right. Time slot after time slot after time slot. I don't know how many. They're saying, oh Lord, how long, oh Lord, how long? Well, whenever you get it. I mean that's his message. I'm offering it to you, but you have to accept it. You have an inheritance. You have to claim it. You got to show up, and that's all you need. You're told go in the closet, close the door, and speak to your father. Well, what else do you need? He didn't tell you to take your phone with you. He said, talk to him. Aren't we told to bring heaven on earth?
Absolutely.
Why would he tell us to bring heaven on earth?
Because it's not.
See, and if it ain't heaven, well, what else is it? Huh? See, was there? Everything's going to hell in a basket. Well, yeah, I put you in a basket. Yet send you to hell. That's it. But it's right here. See, you can have all the hell there is right here, and most people do. And the thing of it is with me, you see, they don't realize how resilient they are because they actually put up with the hell.
Yeah.
They keep putting up with the hell, and they keep feeding the hell that they wish would go away, but they keep feeding it, and what you're feeding is going to stick with you. See, it comes through me. Isn't that coming from me? Believe me. That's why I'm happy all the time because it comes through me. I don't have to figure this out. Because they didn't have to figure it out because I'm told to be in the world, not to be of the world. Because if you took a census right now, the world is suffering. And even those who aren't involved in the suffering cause, they're still getting it. You see, you're getting it here. And and it's just as corrosive here as it if you were out there. See, because it's as you think you are. You listen to these things, put you in a negative mood. A negative mood begets a bigger negative mood, and the next thing you know, you're depressed. And it wasn't even your problem in the first place. You dream up your own monsters. Believe me. And no, they're real. They're as real as this drama, man. Because you think it is. You believe they are. And it says, as you believe, it is to you. It may not bother me. It may not bother DeCarlo, but if you're worried about it, see, worry is the opposite of faith. So it's yours. I mean, you ordered it. People don't realize they're actually ordering their life right out of their own mouth. They're ordering their life. They get on the phone and order some things from the catalog, and they don't realize they can order life just as easy, and they don't even have to make a phone call. Can you expand on that one?
I can. You know what? Going back to the word order. Now you said it previously, and it's funny because it just dawned on me when you said it. You said earlier, if a man, woman would order their conversations aright, they shall be shown salvation. Now, way back when, thousands of years ago, they were ordering stuff because scriptures already talking about ordering conversation. And this is what you're talking about. Each individual is ordering their salvation, good, bad, or indifferent, based on the order that they're doing with their inner conversation or self-talk.
That's it. That was his promise. You see, you say you're not answered. Well, you're answered.
Absolutely.
You just got the wrong attitude as to what you should be answering to. If you're given, see, he didn't say in the future, he said, you're given. And so, in other words, you have it. As a matter of fact, you're told worshiping God is using his gifts. So you already got them. Use them. That's all. You're not really talking to God, you're talking to subconscious mind. Subconscious mind doesn't even care. Doesn't know and doesn't care. Only he makes your world in accordance to as you think, feelingly, that's your world. And no substitutes, nothing. It down to the final detail. It never fails. I feel many times, but subconscious mind doesn't fail. I mean, what you're looking for is looking for you. I mean, really, listen to that statement. What you're looking for is looking for you. Now, if you'll stay in that state of consciousness, even for a moment, it gets closer and closer and closer and closer to you because it is you. You understand? You're making a new connection. There's all kinds of connections in here, but you can actually change connections by thought. Thought does everything. And you just throw it here, there, and throw it all over the place, and then you run into God. Oh, help me, help me, help me. It's all caving in on me here. Yeah, well, stop throwing it around. I mean, you know, I don't enjoy society that much because when you get around people and you're hearing what they're saying to themselves or saying to someone else, and you know that what they're saying is detrimental to their health, to their wealth, to their well-being, and yet they're doing it with this vibrance. Yeah. I mean, you think it was a celebration that they got this thing. Yeah, well, whatever. I don't want to go into that, but I'm sure everybody knows what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
But just hearing it hurts you because if you could shake them a little bit and get their attention, you could solve that problem for them so simply. I mean, you can solve the problem for them because you know the answer, and that's what you're there to give them is the answer to their solution to their problem. And it's a dream, just like the dream they're having. That's why it can cancel it. You can put delete. I learned that from DeCarlo.
Can I add something real quick?
Oh, sure.
Your conversation with the woman, a lot of times when we impart truth, To ego mind, truth doesn't seem kind. Matter of fact, it may even sound harsh, but when you get into spirit, it's like what Neville said to you. I'm not hearing that you're on your own side. That was the thing that shook your world, but it was also the catalyst for your change. Now, when you heard it the first time, you're like, this guy's not nice, whatever your inner conversation was, but it was what you needed to hear. You gave to that woman her own message, and she needed to hear it. But ego says, this doesn't sound nice to me. It doesn't sound nice when we're hearing something that's contrary to the direction in which we're going.
Responsibility.
Yeah, absolutely.
That'll do it.
Yeah,
Every time I tell them something, they say, I got enough responsibility right now. I'm drowning in this responsibility, and you're giving me something to be responsible about. Yes, but you see, what I'm giving you will get you out of all the other responsibilities or make them fly into your ideas.
yeah,
So it's all within you. And that's all we're here doing. We're trying to draw it out of you. So you see what we see.
yeah.
Uh, this is not judgment.
No, no,
We're not here to judge anybody. God's not judging you either.
no.
No. And no, there's really no punishment. There really is. He doesn't need to do. He just delivers you into what you're thinking. That's
Yeah,
all. That's all the punishment
that's
you
funny.
need.
Yeah,
But the thing of it is, he also offered you escape.
yeah,
He offered you freedom, and he's even telling you that it's in your own conversations. Yeah, what's that? What is that? My own conversation. Yeah, well, you see that theater of mind we speak of, you know, you see yourself in that theater of mind like this. God didn't give you that. You learned that. That you learn that. Or you can unlearn it. Because see, you're not responsible. God is. You're not responsible for what you do here. You're really not. Blessed is the man that does not condemn himself for that which he has allowed. Right there's forgiveness. See, he gave you, choose this day whatsoever is the potential. Now, you think about whatsoever. See, if God didn't do it, it wasn't done. They say, well, what about all these horrible things going on? Yes, but you see, he gave his word to you. He gave you a promise. But you decide. That's what you decide. And that's what you'll do. That's what you'll be. And you'll have the results of that. Yeah. And you say, well, what about the innocent people? No, actually, there aren't any. Little children, maybe they're innocent. Oh, no, no. When you reach that age, thinking for yourself, and you're not thinking for yourself, then you see, then you are sinning. That's where the churches have a hold on you. See, they know that you know you're sinning, and as long as you're sinning, you keep coming back to hear what keeps you from being a sinner. You don't do it, but you're still there to hear about it. And that's all you do is hear about it. Because if you were doing it, you wouldn't need to go back, right?
absolutely, absolutely.
What's
True. That's true. You spoke of fear earlier, and you said God didn't give us the spirit of fear, which is absolutely true. And you also made mention, and you kind of said it in passing, that fear is a program or something that we learn. And so fear is past based, not future based, because there's nothing really to fear in the future. So it's basically the old tapes that we're still replaying.
and that's it. Like I told the guy, I know I told you a story before, but you know, This guy's really messed up. And he's telling me what happened. And it's terrible. He lost his wife and all that. He keeps running it over. It's fine. And I said, well, he was giving it with such exuberance. I figured, well, when did this happen? 35 years ago. It happened 35 years ago. I said, well, how often do you play this, run this off in your mind? He goes, oh, every day. And I go, every day, huh? That's like that fellow I was telling you about. He did something stupid when he was young, and he's run up until the day he died. He's still running it off his mind, and he's wondering why he's been unhappy all this time. See, when you're told let go and let God, see, it's that letting go is the secret. But you have to you have to discipline yourself to practice letting go. See, because you let it go now, but maybe 10 minutes later you're thinking about it again. Oh, just wipe that out. See, as you think you are, that I know I repeat that and repeat that and repeat that, but believe me, if you don't get that, the rest of it doesn't matter. What does it matter if you don't understand it? And you're not going to understand it unless you feel after. It says, feel after him and you'll find him. That's the real him, you. He's with you. Jesus confessed it himself. I myself can do nothing. This is Jesus now saying that he of himself can do nothing. It is the Father within who does all the work. And they say, but he's firstborn. That's right. And so are you. So am I. So is DeCarlo. Firstborn. There's not another one like you. Thank God.
You had to put that in there.
Oh no, I make a deal. A little more of your Irish coffee. You're told that you're not forsaken. Many people, when they come in for private interviews and you listen to what they have to say, they're already gone.
Yeah.
All that's here is the skeleton. It is, there's nothing spiritual there with them. They haven't felt spiritual at all. And that's the depression of people. It's a great depression. And it only adds to it as long as you hang on to it. That's it. And that's all the reason why they're giving you medicines to get you out of that mood for a few moments at a time. And that's all it is. But you see, if you'll get out of a certain mood for even a few minutes, it'll go away if you let it loose. But there again, that's that let go. See, you have to let things go. If the man saw in 35 years, he's been running that scenario off in his head of what he doesn't want, but giving all that attention, feeding it, stays right with him and vibrantly. And like I said, I usually wouldn't ask anyone when that happened. It's just, but he was so exuberant about it. I thought maybe it was last week or something. And then he said 35 years. And he said the 35 years as exuberantly as he would have said, oh yeah, just yesterday.
Yeah.
And that's not just one person. I heard it for years, different people. And I say, why do you keep dragging that into tomorrow? Leave it there. If you don't drag it with you, you won't be running it off in your head. And yeah, it's a discipline. It is. I know. It took me years to discipline myself enough not to drag it nonsense from yesterday into tomorrow. See, because all you do is just spoil tomorrow because you spoiled yesterday with it, as you think you are. That's the statement, isn't it?
Absolutely. It made me think about, you're talking about the gentleman in the 35 years, and you spoke of being happy and why so many people are experiencing unhappiness, but it's because they're playing the old tapes. And so when we replay the old tapes, body sees that as a body, subconscious mind, everything sees that as a current event. So every time he played that for right now, every time he played that tape, he was reliving the event in the moment of now. So for him, you said, well, I thought this was yesterday, but for him, it was yesterday because,
Yeah.
yeah.
And today.
And today, and today. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. It is amazing, isn't it, that they won't give it up.
Won't give it up.
They talk about and they go to church to give it up.
Yeah.
See? But they say, no, no, no. And they drag it with them out the door. And they're going. And you see them out there at their car. Oh, how are you, Jan? Oh, well, oh, okay. Sorry I asked.
You made me think about your black barrel. For those who haven't heard about the black barrel, talk about the black barrel as we're winding down.
Well, it was that. I had a 55-gallon drum, and it was all painted flat black inside so that when you're looking, you don't see no bottom.
Yeah.
It looks endless. And I would tell the people, when you're leaving tonight, we'll go by and throw your problems in there. And that's really down. That's deep. Just throw them in there, and that's it. Well, you see, the thing of it is that uh, if I don't lock up the shop, man, they'll be back to get it at night. Well, come on, it's part of their it's part of their daily routine to think on these things, and that's feeding the very thing you wish would go away.
You know what it also is? It's part of their perceived identity.
Oh yes, yes, no, that's right, that's right. Yeah, they make it part of their identity. That's right. I am that.
Yeah.
What's that? Well, I don't know. Whatever you hang on it. That's what it is. You think all this nonsense you think is going into the past? Uh, it's not. It's being pushed into your future. See, that's what we call thinking ahead of your evidence. And you're always thinking ahead of what you're experiencing. So if you're not pleased with what you're experiencing, and you can go back to tracing it to where you actually put it in. Look, you're setting yourself free, or you're setting yourself captive in your own mind. That's why when we say theater of the mind, we're speaking of the mind of imagination. That's God himself. He's all things to all. Well, that's imagination.
It is.
Is all things to all. But it comes out of the mind of man. As far as thinking about it, he's doing it as physical, but you're doing it mentally. See, all Jesus had to do was ask. He knew, God knew what he had need of even before he asked. So he just said, thank you, Father. But when he did give a prayer, he gave that for the people that were around listening to him. So then, you know, the way it's done in church with the holy, holy, holy thing, and then telling you you're a sinner. So then, you see, it doesn't settle right in your mind. So then you worry about it. And worry is the opposite of the faith you're supposed to have to get rid of it. Huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you're your own messenger of negativeness, because otherwise it wouldn't be. It says you think. What are you thinking about? Even while I'm talking to you, what are you thinking about? Because you are. See, See, that's the thing. You don't catch yourself setting yourself up for a problem. That's the reason why you run off and ask God to get rid of it for you. But he said, but if you want to get rid of it, I think so. And don't give it your attention. Don't don't make it a thing, because then it is a thing and you can't get rid of it. Let go and let God. It's that letting go. See, that's the secret. If you let go of it, it's gone. As long as you're holding on to it, it's yours. It's yours. And get rid of it. Yeah, you can. It takes a little discipline, though.
It does.
And that was a problem for me, that I wasn't into that discipline business. But boy, once you have a little revelation, you'll be in it.
Yeah.
Really. And it'll be voluntarily. Yeah. And there won't be no struggle at all. Yeah. Whereas before, you're always fighting something. Yeah. See? And there's nothing to fight, because it's all an illusion. Although it seems real when you get smacked upside the head. Yeah. I mean, these are great props, man. See? And all I got props all over the place here. Somebody had to think about it. I don't know who. I mean, yeah, you do have to think about it. That everything on the earth, not the original equipment, but everything else on the earth, all came out of the mind of man. So you see, you can think differently than you are, because look at all the different things that are out here. That's a different set of mind, isn't it?
Absolutely. Absolutely. So as we're winding down, what would you say to, oh, absolutely. As we're winding down and we're talking about noun, or you say noun, today's the day of salvation. What would you say to the listener in closing?
Do it now or never. Yeah. That's it. If you never do it now, then you never do it. It's only when you do it, do a thing, and you shall have the power. The power. Not a little bit. The power. Well, you're on all the time anyway. Why not go in that direction? I mean, that's what you're here for. You're here to direct your conversations to yourself, to suggesting to yourself. And like I say, people know more about everything going on in the world than they know about themselves. And it only takes a few minutes of quiet time to actually find out who you are. But I realize it's difficult at first to do so, but everything is, isn't it?
Yeah, at first.
Sure. Until you do it a few times and then get better, and do a few more times, you get even better, and do it a few more times, and you can do it without hurting yourself. I got bruises all over here, but I didn't pay attention. Well, just because I give you good advice don't mean I always take it. That is on first glance. Attitude. That's what it all is. That's all these books here, all the bookstores I had, they all agree on one thing. It's your attitude. That's man's life, is its attitude. And abundance is an attitude. With the right attitude. Just you have to make one. For you. You have to make an attitude for you, or get rid of an attitude. See, and you can do that. And the fact that you can do that means that you're safe. That's the freedom you're looking for. It's right with you. You don't have. You don't have to go. You don't have to go anywhere to get it. It's already right with you. Yeah. What do you say after that?
Nothing. It's been a pleasure.
Yes, it always is because I got to hear it too.
We'll make sure you get to hear it again. I'll get the CDs out to you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
All right,
Very
so
good.
we'll talk to you later.
Oh yeah. Later. Talk to you later. Yeah.